Welcome to another edition of Racing here at Woodbine Mohawk Park, a Tuesday night edition here. I'm John Rallis, and I'm not solo tonight. I've got my co-host, the Hall of Famer, Randy Waples, alongside me this evening. Welcome back, Randy, and feeling a little better?
Hey, John. Yeah, things are a lot better. When you spend 2 days in bed, boy, I tell you, the energy is just in all kinds of it right now.
You have more energy than me, and I consumed 3 coffees today, and
no
I feel
way.
pretty.
I'm just still
jittery.
working on my first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like I said, 2 full days in bed, my friend. Never left it other than to go to the bathroom. That's it.
Must feel pretty good to be here then.
Yes, I do. I missed it last night. Sean Patrick Nolan, I thought you guys worked very, very well last night. I found it to be quite interesting. Your guys' commentary. I caught the first part of the show, and then I guess I must have dozed off or something, but I caught the last end of the show, and that was really interesting. There, you been friends with him for quite a while?
There's just a contingent of people of harness racing fans and players on social media, and everybody just kind of engages and a community builds. And he's somebody who supports both breeds, supports thoroughbreds as well as harness, especially here at Woodbine, Mohawk as well as a thoroughbred. So he makes an annual trip to come to Kings Plate. He was here in town, and he stopped by Mohawk. I mean, I thought he wasn't going to show up because usually he comes on the Thursday night. But he was at the Jays game. He wasn't able to make it, but did stop in last night, was able to see, some horse people here in the paddock, was able to, just chop it up with me on the show a little bit. And you could tell he's a huge fan.
Oh, yeah, you could tell that on the show, too. Yeah, cool. Right on.
And obviously, nice that you're getting a little bit of rest, though, because we've got a busy weekend coming up. 26 races over the course of Friday and Saturday, obviously, but gets the juices flowing because it's stakes action, right? But we love it. We've got eliminations for the Maple Leaf Trot, the Canadian Pacing Derby as well. We've got obviously the finals for the Peaceful Way and the Wellwood. But let's look at some of these eliminations. The Maple Leaf Trot elimination, this is the first division. Some names we recognize there, specifically being Highland Kismet, who's going to be making his return back on Canadian soil, just in a new barn now.
Yeah, no, but big effort down in Lexington, right?
You have a big effort there. Was able to stay to task and get the job done. A name that I've kind of brought to your attention a few times over the course of the last couple of months, Eidos Kronos. This is a son of Bold Eagle. Was able to get the job done on Hambo Day convincingly. Added Lasix in that effort. So Marcus Melander, I think, bringing in 4 in the Maple Leaf Trot elimination. So he's loaded for bear there. Obviously Periculum, we'll see him in the other elimination. Oh well.
It's been a while since I've seen that 4-horse. Where's he been hanging his hat?
Yonkers, doing some good things over there.
Has he really?
Yeah. Nice. Finding success there, but he's going to be back on the big track. This is a horse who has been raced well for backs and has been racing just as well for Burke
It's one of the few times you see so many fillies in here. I mean, we've had fillies in there before, but it looks like we're going to get maybe a few of them.
Yeah, Call Me Goo, I think just getting picked off on Hambo Day, in the late stages.
Luke's
drawn impression as well, coming off. The last we saw her was here locally, I want to say, or was it in the States? I'm drawing a blank now. The States it probably was.
Yeah, I think the last one we seen up here was Emoji, right?
Yes, that's right. And the Maple Leaf Trot elimination, the second division, of course, Logan Park on the outside. I want to say he got the job done in his elimination or maybe just missed out. I think he might have benefited from a breaker last year. A horse who obviously is going to be a main contender here in this spot. Periculum, Maple Leaf Trot champ from last year. And that's kind of when we saw his kind of success just become a regular occurrence, right? I mean, he picked up, the services of Scott Zeron. He came back from, I believe he was racing in Europe for a little bit, came over here. Scott Zeron sat behind him, and it's been the top open trotter in the division since then.
Yeah, they're like, what are the Forrest Gump says, peas and carrots, and Scotty and the source.
Lexus Cody back too as well, a horse who has really proven that he can hang with the big boys now. I mean, this year, he's always been a really fast trotter. This year in particular, he's been able to hang with the big boys, and he's been putting forth some consistent efforts. Yeah,
interesting though that he draws the rail.
Yeah.
If there was ever a position that would nullify a horse's ability to get out of there, here it would be the rail.
Wouldn't be a Maple Leaf Trot without an Oka Svanstead entrant as well. Up Your Deo, who's coming off a pretty coming off some good efforts as well. Speaking of Canadian Pacing Derby, we're going to highlight those eliminations, but we do have a supplement. Sabonis is going to supplement after a big win in the Dan Patch at Hoosier Park. This guy's gone into Pelling's barn this year, Randy, after, I believe, racing in Indiana last year, but he's done some good things here during a 4-year-old campaign that's been sharp.
Yeah, well, going into Brett Pelling's barn, that's not really going to slow you down any. Very, very sharp horseman, Pelling. And Race Good, going to be a nice little addition to the Pacing Derby.
Yeah, he's put forth some There've been sharp efforts, but they've been grueling efforts too. I mean, first over in so many of those tries, and just keeps putting forth good performances. And we're going to look at this first division here of the Elims, and Sabonis drawing pretty well here. 6-hole for him. Irvin Hanover coming off a big win on the weekend. That was a really nice effort. Maneri loosening or letting out the hopples a bit for Irvin Hanover. But Oakwood Arden played the role of upsetter a couple races ago for him at the Meadowlands. So it's a nice group that we have here, and fun time by Yama.
Nice
coming
to
back.
see him back.
He's coming off a big win at Chester. A nice confidence boosting score there, so he's going to come in here sharp with some confidence. We're going to look at elimination number 2, and another nice group of open pacers here by the Missile. When he's on his game, Randy, he's as good as anybody, if not the best probably. Just haven't seen that from him lately. I don't think that's Irvin Hanover in both divisions. Don't think that's the case. But Captain Luke, coming off a 4th place effort at Hoosier Park. Coach Stefanos, James McDonald's going to sit behind this guy in this effort, and he's had great success with him, especially at the Meadowlands. He's going to get an opportunity to sit behind him here at his home track. But a nice group there. Should be a bucket hand over there.
There he is.
Just missed last year. Actually, in a tight photo with It's My Show last year when he just snuck up the inside there. Scott Ziron got him right at the wire. So nice group that we have here. No It's My Show, though, this year likely. He was scratched out of his most recent try at the Meadowlands.
That was just what? That was Hamilton or Oaks Day, wasn't it?
You know what? He actually was in an overnight
that's when I seen
a couple
it.
weekends ago, and unfortunately scratched out of it. He's been dealing with some complications. I'm sure they wanted to point him towards this event, but likely going to have to wait to see him a little later on. But it would have been nice to see him try and defend his title. But we have some other stakes finals taking place on the weekend. Peaceful Way. We're excited for this. Nice group of fillies, especially.
This is a really good group.
I know a lot of fillies that you're high on in this group.
Yeah, it's unfortunate the Susie's had to draw the 10-hole, you know what I mean? I really think that she could have made some noise in their Wish Upon a Star day when I finally got her name correct instead of calling her When You Wish Upon a Star all the time. But one bell outside as well. I mean, this is stacked. Really, really, truly is. It's going to be some good racing in this one.
We saw a prep race as well. Calix showed some good trot late in the mile. I know Bingo Night was able to get the job done, but we're looking forward to that Peaceful Way. And we might see, potentially a horse or two find their way into the Mohawk Million. We might find a horse or two from this group make their way to the Mohawk Million potentially too. Again, no automatic bid though. Again, same as last year. You win the William Wellwood Memorial. No automatic bid for the Mohawk Million, but nice group here. How about the Magic Punk, Cambridge, Hanover, Ardon? Those are horses that all put forth nice efforts in their limbs.
This is a really, really nice group here, but if Dexter goes 5, I go 5.
Really? Yeah.
I'm going to more or less bring it down to that because he's going to have the choice, right, between Magic Punk and Cambridge, Hanover.
Yeah.
If he goes 5, I go 5. I really like the way that horse raced. I think he's really starting to get better.
And his half brother Maryland, he was 3rd in the William Wellwood Memorial, and then put forth an okay effort in the Elim. Bounced back with a superb performance in the final, just getting the job done at a good number, and that was kind of when he started just knocking off the wins.
Breeders' Crown,
yeah,
right after
everything.
That. Valley Victory, didn't he win that too?
Yeah, narrowly. Just kept racking off the victory. So that was that was his coming out party, I'd say, in that spot in the William Wellwood Memorial. There's our look at the stakes action coming up this weekend.
Lie. You said we had great racing this weekend.
No,
you didn't lie.
I did not lie. One a few times where I'm not telling a fib. But no, just some great action. It's going to continue for the course of the next several weeks, though, Randy. I mean, we're looking forward to it. Again, I don't need no coffee to get myself ramped up. If I see big stakes fields and quality horses, that's enough to get me going. This list, again, just kind of more or less looks the same each and every time. We had a couple off the pace winners. I mean, race 5, though, that race was a little bit... once living the beach life didn't fire, it was anybody's race, and Artie's idea.
Wide open.
Imagine you're watching from home a horse that you've been chasing every time, and he gets the job done.
Every time I put him on top. Last night I'm not here. I didn't use him on top. I sent my picks in, but I didn't use him on top, and then Billy Davis has to give him the drive of a lifetime, and he gets the job done at what, 160 or 130?
He was 83 to 1. That's all I remember.
Yeah, so 160.
Yeah. The Randy off angle is very, very strong.
The Randy
there.
off angle.
Yeah, just living the beach life just never fired. He never looked comfortable. Louis couldn't really get him engaged whatsoever. No. You could see him pop the plugs. Just no interest.
Yeah, and then the other one, I think my top play there, James tried to do a remove, and Travis said not tonight.
Yeah, exactly. So
who did Travis have in front? Oh, Tarquinius.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
but then he just got picked off. He's been racing pretty
He's
sharp
racing
too.
very good.
So, all right, so let's get into the action tonight. How about that?
Let's do it.
All right, we've got a pick six carryover. We're going to preview some races that are part of that sequence, but we're going to start off in race number 1. We're scratched down to a field of 7 in this spot, and I think all eyes are going to be on the 4-horse HP Crystalline, who I thought that was a really good. I mean, I thought it was a good effort last time out. I think that the 2 who beat her have shown that they're probably the best in the division right now.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you on that, John. And I thought it was a great effort, too, finishing third in there. I'm going to throw her in for second, dropping down from the golds. Great effort in her last 2. And she's going to be my second choice. Where I'm going to go is the 3-horse in here, Social Wizard, coming out of the Ben Bergeron stable. This is a 2-year-old alarm detector filly. Now, hear me out on this one there. It's going to take a little bit of splaining on Randy's side for Social Wizard. So let's go to July the 4th, and this is the replay that we're going to show you. Now, her last qualifier, it was a good one. Obviously, you can see there was a remove. She went to the front, and look at the horses that she beat. Carmen's a Queen, Elbows Up. Both horses that are on my watch list. So now this race is her first lifetime start. Out of the 7-hole, she leaves out of there, gets away in a good spot in for second, and she's going to stay here the whole time. Around the top turn, I looked to me like Tyler Borth was looking for room. Now, the lines are still fairly snug. He certainly isn't chasing her. He gives her a little tap there, and she moves forward, but he's got nothing on Jody. But first lifetime start. I love the way she looks. I love the way she moved, and you just watched her trot a mile in 56. Last quarter in 27-1. Her next start is going to be a gold, but she's going to be scratched out of that. Or not scratched, but she pulls up in that race. But Benoit Bergeron goes to a gold. Ben's pretty sharp kind of a dude, too. He often make mistakes or overjudge his horses. So I'm going to say he knew exactly what he was doing, putting her in the gold. But anyway, she no go there, and she misses a little bit of time, about 3 weeks. Decent kind of a qualifier, and then comes back with that first start back. I think she might be a little bit of a sleeper. I think everybody's going to be looking at the 4-horse HB Crystalline. Maybe she's going to be the best one, but she's not going to offer a whole lot of value, John. I'm going to go Social Wizard in here, hoping that, reading between the lines, maybe this was going to be Ben's big gold filly when things started. Things didn't maybe work out, and now she's going to be back at it here in the maiden.
Got picked off last time out to a horse in Pat's Queen, who put forth a couple of solid tries. She bounced back with another third-place effort for Rod Hughes. So, to your point, Social Wizard, just 3 starts, but hasn't really put forth bad efforts when she stayed at it. But the filly that everybody's going to be looking to beat in this spot, that's the Chantel Mitchell trainee, and this is a replay you want to highlight from an effort to a couple starts back.
Yeah,
last time out, I should say.
Yeah, race fantastic to finish third in here. Here you can see Louis coming now. She's she's not going to be around these 2, but clearly the best of the rest. And it's the way she's closing, good gated, no issues, did everything the way that she's supposed to. On the run out, she's made in good grounds, getting up closer to the horses that finished first and second. So I think that both of them raced really good. I just think that, and especially with the scratch of figuratively, I don't know if you were using her. I threw her in for third. First start, Lasix, Chris Jr. picking the drive up. I think that with the scratch of her, we're really going to be looking at HB Crystalline as what? 1 to 5?
Yeah, well, she's 1 to 5 right now.
Yeah.
I mean, she's going to take a lot of support. That first career start was eye-catching. The way she finished on the end of it. And just a tough trip, but she never really looked comfortable in that gold try when she stepped up. The effort that you highlighted there, I thought that was a good, really nice effort. Again, just maybe a couple of fillies who might be a buffer as of right now.
Yeah, my reason why, however anybody sees it, but they're both alarm detectors. At one time, they both raced in golds, or were supposed to both race in the golds. But the only thing that I kind of think that maybe Social Wizard has a little bit of an advantage is if you go down to that last qualifier, when she chopped it, she wins that qualifier convincingly and well in hand. I still haven't seen HP Crystalline in the winner's circle, and that scares me a little bit sometimes.
All right, there's our thoughts in race number 1. We're going to move on to race number 2, and we've got some 2-year-old fillies, grassroots starters here in this spot. And
this is a tough race.
Tough race, I'd say. Just a matter of there's a couple fillies I like here. There's maybe a filly that you could say looked like she was going to be the best one in a bet-to-bet. but she hasn't looked comfortable pacing. She certainly hasn't been able to pace on the smaller track. I'm not sure what to expect from her. I tossed her in this spot because she just hasn't really looked as comfortable per se. I'm curious to know, where did you go here?
I went to 3-horse,
Okay.
Drill Bit Penny, picking up James McDonald, and we got a replay for her. She made my watch list on July the 18th. She has a fantastic win in the Prospect over at Grand River, and then she comes over here for her first try in the Grassroot. And I thought it was a pretty good one. She's going to finish second in here to Chicanery, who I think is a pretty nice filly. Now she comes right back after this race, goes to Georgian Down and annihilates them up there in 57, winning by 6. Last start at Georgian Downs in the Grassroot, got down to the inside and was never able to get back to the outside, middle half in 55 and 2. But James McDonald driving this night, Dougie McNair driving the night that we're showing you here. I thought it was a good effort. James will be picking her up tonight here, and we'll see if that maybe he's able to get her on the winning side as well. So Drill Bit Penny, the way I'm going to go in this one. But this is a really tough race, John. I'm just looking at this as straight trying to beat the favorites in here, because the 6-horse, the 5-horse, and the 4-horse are going to be incredibly tough in here. The 2-horse, a bet's a bet. The 7-horse, Bikini Sealster, made my watch list. Same thing, only different on the rail, made my watch list. This is a really, really tough race.
Pownell Bay Bobby, she added Lasix 2 starts back, and she comes up with a win second time out. Was able to fend off P&G Shadow, who I'm going to go to in this spot. I'm going to try this daughter of Cattle Wash and hope that she can put forth a winning effort. The last time we did see her on the big track, she just hung on to fend off Talbot Kristen, who we saw last night, I believe, finished second. So, but again, I think the biggest wild card in this spot is a bet's a bet. I mean, this was a filly who really caught our attention in the qualifying effort. She was a dominant winner on June 19th. I'm just not sure why she's not pacing right now. I think it's a little bit of a concern, I'd say. Obviously, I'm sure Jeff Williams is trying to do whatever he can to rectify that issue. Maybe it's a matter of just, she's struggling on the smaller tracks. But if she's good to go, I think she's the one to beat in here. But again, I just opted to play against her. So,
Good move.
We'll see. You went price shopping. I went with a more logical selections. But McBubbles, what do we make of her?
Well, I mean, all kinds of speed.
Yep.
Speed is not a problem.
One
with
that you really
McBubbles.
like. You really liked her.
Like I said, all these ones in here. I
Yeah.
mean, this is an incredibly deep bunch. You can go anywhere with any one of these 7 horses, and you're not going to make a bad play, in my opinion. Anyway, I think that they're all pretty nice. Just a matter of value-wise, where you're going to go, because obviously, some of these horses are going to take a few more. Pownell Bay Bobby and PNG Shadow, to me, will be taking hard looks. But again, the horse you like, a bet's a bet. Really looks logical in here.
Yep. All right. There's our thoughts there in race number 2. And we're going to move on to race number 3. And I think more or less you and I are going to be, I would say we're going to be on the same horse. I think a lot of people are going to be on the same horse. Oh, actually, you're going to go price shopping here.
I'm
Sorry.
going price
You want to
shopping.
highlight an effort from a horse that everybody is probably going to be betting in this spot or going all in on in this spot. I know I am. Wisdom Hanover.
Wisdom Hanover.
Really good effort last time out, though.
Huge. Let's take a look at that one there. Now, this is July the 31st. Real nice effort. Had the 7-hole left out of there hard for McClure. Kind of got down into the middle of the pack. He was on top by a nose at the quarter pole. Then all of a sudden at the half, he's 6 by 5.5. So obviously lots of removes going on there. But this one comes up what I would say is a really, really nice effort for Bobby. Come flying on the end of it there. Here she come. And it's a good one. Like the way that she's moving forward. And like I said, raceability-wise, left real hard, took a shuffle, and still comes back with an effort like this. So a lot of people are going to be looking at her. I got her in for second. But where I'm going to go, we're not going to show you this replay, John. I mean, you can basically see what this one's doing. But Fireflies and Thunder. Now, Wisdom Hanover, filly, this one a colt. And he's going to make his first start on Lasix. I think he's been racing not bad. And he does show a win down on the bottom where he sat in the 2-hole. Now, obviously, he's going to need a little bit more speed on the end of it. But his margins of defeat are very, very tiny. And sometimes when a horse is just getting beat, and they go first start Lasix, I'll pop them first time. Usually I'm a second start Lasix kind of guy. I'm going to go first start on this guy. I like Wisdom Hanover in here. I think that she could come up with a big effort. But I think that this Fireflies and Thunder, they've been racing him like he's a good horse, and he just hasn't been finishing his mile. Maybe Lasix is all it's going to take.
He always puts himself in good spots, right? Dougie always gets him away in a pretty good spot. It just doesn't appear to have as much late in the mile. To your point, maybe adding Lasix is going to help him add a little bit extra pop late, right? But
That's basically what we've seen with Pownell Bay Bobby.
Absolutely. And Wisdom Hanover, though, we know this filly, she's got one nice move at the end of it.
She
I
does.
mean, if she's within striking distance and it's used accordingly, I think that she's going to be tough to fend off. But Caballero, one who's got all the talent in the world, scratch sick in his most recent. And, I thought he probably should have got the job done, 2 back when he stayed at it. But a horse that's got all the talent, but he's got some quirks.
He, to me, he was a winner on the, what was that?
August 1st.
Yeah, he was a Jogberg.
Or July 24th, I should say.
I don't know if he stepped on a wheel or something, or the things got close or whatever, but he run for no reason whatsoever. Then his next start, Travis did a real good job with him, had him trotting, but just didn't fire the way that he should have on the end of it. And then, boom, sick his next start. I'm going to throw him in for third, coming in with, just the touch of a small, of a stale date and, showing a little bit of sickness in that last one. I'm not going to look for a maximum effort out of him, but it could be there.
Always had the ability. I think Tron Smetshammer had this guy in his barn in the past. Always showed speed, always showed ability. Just couldn't always stay trotting. And, just when he is able to put it together, I think we're going to see a pretty quality racehorse because he's got all the tools to be one. We're going to move on to race number 4 here, and this kicks off the pick 6. We do have a nice carryover here coming into the sequence of over $7,000. I think some of these races are pretty tough, though, Randy, in that pick 6 sequence. I think sometimes handicapping 8 claimers can be tricky, and we have a couple of those races here. But speaking of tricky, I think this is a tricky race, a really, really tricky race. There's a horse that you've been a fan of over his last couple of tries. Are you going to go back to Twinbee Alliance in this spot?
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I put him up on top last week from the 10 hole at the odds of 28-1, and I thought it was a good effort. So let's take a look at that one. The start before, I thought it was a good effort too, where he finished third. Now, this week, this start here, he's going to be second start Lasix. Had the 10 hole. Travis tried to get him out of there, only was able to kind of get him away 7th, but still coming from the 10 hole, not a bad effort. And then he goes in middle half and 55-1 in the third quarter and 27 seconds to kind of get himself into that position. And I think it just left him a little quiet on the end of it. But either way, I still thought it was a good effort. Now he moves down into the 7 hole tonight. I think Travis can race him in a different way, even if he wants to, or if he doesn't, so be it. There's nobody really in this race that really stands out to me on paper, so I'm going to take a chance with this guy. Like I said, I like the way he raced in his last. I put him up on top, and with a middle half in 55-1 and a back half in 53-4, back 3 quarters in 53-4. I don't think it was a bad effort. So better post position, and I'm going to take another chance with this guy.
You might not get 28-1, but I don't think you're going to get favorite status by any means. But this is a horse, like you said, you've been backing every week over the last couple of tries. But you mentioned a good point. Nobody stands out here. That's why I'm going to take a stand with National Tier. A horse that I think fits with this group pretty nicely. He's got a good draw to work with. He's coming off a nice effort. I think if he gets himself in a pretty good spot, I think he's got the talent to beat this group. To your point again, nobody really stands out, but we'll be curious to see what happens with Will's Watching in this spot. I know Mario Barrajan, I believe he's 700 shy of $100 million. So picks up a piece. He's gonna be celebrating a major milestone. Absolutely, came close, came just a nose short on Saturday with Remember the Alamo.
Yes, I watched
100 million. I mean, just what a feat.
Yeah,
and,
but boy, oh boy, he put a scare into a few people.
Sure did. Sure, that horse was ready to rock. First time for the new connections. All right, we're going to skip over to race number 9. We spoke about the first leg of the pick 6. We're going to talk about the last leg of the pick 6. And, there's a horse in here that whenever she kind of finds herself against this similar group, she pretty much dominates. And that's Superior Delight. I went with her on top. Did you try and go price shopping here in this spot?
I don't know if I'm going to get a price, but I went to try to beat her.
Okay, who's that?
I went with the one horse, Gucci Sealster. Another horse that I was using, when Breather first brought her out. I was using. I think she showed a gold, maybe. I used her in it. I like the way that she moves. She's a big, strong filly, and now she's starting to race a lot better in here. So we have a replay, July 31st, I think, is the replay we sent in on her. So this last win that she has here, and then she goes up to Georgian, races in the Prospect. I thought it was a good effort. Third quarter, 27 flat. Overall effort of 55 flat. Maybe kind of caught a little bit out of position, but look at the horses, the ones that the division that she was in. She was in against Superior Delight and Whiskey Blue Chip. Both of them she's got to face again here, but she's a big filly, this one, John. She's a big drink of water, this girl. Now we move back to the big track. I think it maybe might give her a little bit of an advantage in here. So Gucci Sealster gets the job done for Travis Henry, this big girl, and like I said, big kind of a lazy, all bets off. I love these all bets off, especially as they get older too, you know. I think there's a lot pointing to her that when she comes back into up to the big track, maybe she might be the one that raises her game.
Cold Creek Fuego was one she fended off in that spot. Travis gave her a nice steer
that
that
raced
evening.
Good since.
Came back with a huge win the week after. And I know Nick Boyd, I worked with him on that night, July 31st. He really liked this filly on top, and she got the job done. So she's proven that she can navigate from the rail. I mean, she gets away in pretty good spots. But you're going to get a price, though. I think you're going to get a price. I think Superior Delight is going to take plenty of support.
Agreed.
Especially considering that she got the job done the last time that these two fillies met. So I think a lot of people are going to go single, or they're going to single Superior Delight in this pick 6. But Gucci Sealster, if you can get her across alive in that last leg, I think you're going to be looking at a good payout, especially depending what happens in the legs prior. But speaking of multis, we've also got pick 5s. We've got 2 of them on the program. We'll have multiple on Saturday. We'll have 3 of them with 13 races Friday and Saturday. But early pick 5, you mentioned race 2 is tough. You're going to hit the all button there. Let's go through your ticket.
Yeah, so in race number 1, I'm going to Social Wizard. I'm going all in here, John. I'm going to take the HB Crystalline probably, but I'm not even using it. Going to hit the single, then going to go to the all in race 2. I find this to be really, it can go a lot of different ways. My top pick's going to be Drill Bit Penny, but can go a lot of ways, so I'm looking for price shopping in there. Race number 3, I go Fireflies and Thunder's going to be my top pick, backing it up with Wisdom Hanover. Race 4, back to the single, and that is going to be Twin Bee Alliance taking a stand on him. And in race number 5, it's going to be Sendica and Land the Plane. We didn't talk much about this race because the horse that I was going to go with from the 10-hole scratched originally had Jody in for 4th. Wasn't really sure just how tough he was going to be on this one. But in my pick 5, I do look at him as a win candidate. So it's going to be 2-8 in the last leg.
Storm on Fast Boy. What a debut he put forth, right? I mean, got out late in the mile. I know you were excited to show that replay, I think, because he raced really well.
Huge.
Yeah, really well. One that I was going to factor in as well, big time, but I had to leave him off now that he's scratched. But same idea as you. I'm going to single in race 1, but I'm going to go to the overwhelming choice here in the Chantel Mitchell trainee. 4 deep in race 2. I just don't know what to do with the bet's a bet, but I'm going to leave her off. I mean, she's got the talent, but that's what I'm opting to do. Race 3, I'm all in on Wisdom Hanover. I liked her effort last time out. And just like you in race 4, you and I both going with a key in that first leg of the pick 6. I'm going all in on National Tier. Hoping he can get the job done. I think he fits well with this group. In race 5, I'm going to go 4 deep. I'm not sure. Jody's going to be my top pick there. I think the son of Tactical Landing. I think that was a fine qualifying effort. Fended off another rival late. Looked comfortable doing so. But, obviously, young trotter making his lifetime debut. I don't want to leave Annibal Duara out. One that I liked last time out. I thought he put forth a pretty good effort there. I've been impressed with both tries so far in his young career.
Agreed. And race number 4, I'll go back to it. I don't know, we said it the once, but again, I'll go back to it again. You can't make a bad pick in race 4.
No.
It's just completely wide open.
Yeah, I know a bunch of us going different directions there, right? I mean, Garnet going to the 4. I'm going to the 6. You're going to the 7. Shining moment for me, there's so much speed and ability there. If he can just seem to put it all together. It just looked a little bit too aggressive last time out. It's like it looked like Tyler really couldn't control him in that effort. But if he pieces it together, I think he could beat this group with ease.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I didn't go with him. Now, there was no equipment change come in on him. And, if he gets ahead of Tyler, I just don't think that they're going to want to get that, in an overnight like this. So I got a feeling that maybe they're going to go the other way and try to get him to settle down.
Yeah, I know they made a shoeing change a few starts back going to flip-flops, and just things haven't worked out for this guy. Just, when he pieces it together, he can take on a group like this, no problem. Speaking of pick 6, though, we're going to look at our pick 6 tickets as well. Of course, a nice carryover that we have on this Tuesday night program. Nothing better than a carryover, Andy. Again, only thing better than a carryover is a double carryover. But you've got 2 singles in race, actually 3 singles in this. So you're opting to single the Carl Jamieson trainee in the pick 6, but not the pick 5.
Yes, I
Okay.
might change. A lot of difference in the two. So yeah, I'm going to go Twin Bee Alliance single, and then I don't mind singling him in here. Like I like Sendica. I'm using her too, but she's a filly, or the colt. And the only thing that bothers me a little bit about the Jameson horse is the fact that, the first start trotting hobbles, he makes a break at the end of it. Then the next start trotting hobbles, he's really, really good. And that to me means that they've probably got them set just exactly where he needs them to be. And now they can basically do whatever they want with him. If Jody wants to come out of there with him, he's coming out of there with him. So I do look at him as a win candidate in race number 5. And with the scratch of, I was using the 10 horse in there as well, Stormont Fast Boy. But, we're getting away in race 6, I go too deep. Race 7, the single's going to be Wall Street Bell, Cam McQueen, and James McDonald. And then too deep in the 8th, 1 and 4, and too deep in the 9th, 1 and 6.
Your ticket a lot more affordable than mine. You could play this. I think you could play this ticket for 20 cents. You and I, again, both taking a stand in race 4. I think if National Tier gets across, I think I feel pretty good in those middle legs. And then I'm just going to have to rely on a single and Superior Delight to get the job done. But, I believe it's 38 and change for 20 cents. I think a ticket that, there's risk in the opening leg, but life's about taking risks anyways. And I think you're gonna get rewarded, I'd say, if you can get some other prices along the ways. I think there's some horses I'm intrigued with in this sequence. Again, why I didn't use many singles. So best of luck to us who are gonna take a stand in that opening leg, because I'm not sure if many people are going to, because again, it's a really tough way to kick off this carryover sequence.
It is. It's a really, really tough one. You can go a lot of different ways in there. And I mean, and listen, who's to say that tonight isn't the night that the answer gets the job done with Nova Blue? We wouldn't be shocked.
No, wouldn't be shocked.
I mean, he's there every week. He just doesn't seem like he wants to get his picture took.
Yep. That's a tough sequence, and there's going to be some tough decisions to make when you're making or putting together that ticket. But I tell you what's not a tough decision. $2 hot dogs. Anytime you can get a hot dog for $2, I think that's good bang for your buck.
I would say that is for sure. Absolutely nothing like having $2 hot dog, $2 Tuesdays
That's
at
right.
Tuesdays.
$10 gets you 5. In case you needed help with some of the math.
Thank you.
$2 of $10 gets you 5 hot dogs. So why don't you go splurge there? If you've got some change, again, I think my pick 6 ticket costs about $38.40. Just add another 40 cents to those couple of 20s, buy a hot dog, and you've got, you can't bet on an empty stomach. So
if I get the first pick 5 across, I'm walking out of here with a sack of hot dogs, bud. I'm telling you right now.
Bring it to the control room. Just bring a whole bunch to the control room.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not?
If they make it that far, I like hot dogs.
And Friday night, they're going to be providing some hot dogs too to
HPI members.
If you present your player's card. So not only are you going to
double dose on the hot dogs.
Exactly. Come here for tonight for $2 hot dogs, and then come Friday,
free.
Show your HPI player's card, and
free.
You get a couple for free.
Gratis.
Why not? We all love free stuff. All right, plays of the night. You're up first, Randy.
Okay, plays of the night. One of them's out, obviously. Stormont Fast Boy. Oh, too bad for Randy. Okay, so Waples Watch. I'm going to start this with Twin Bee Alliance. Like I said, I went to put him on top last week at 78-1 or something, and I think it raced good. I don't mind going back to him. All in's going to be Wall Street Bell with McDonald and Cam McQueen, and worth a look. Outbound Train, but you're going to have to wait around till race number 10 for that bad boy.
I like that. Getting parked a mile from the 10 hole last time out, much better draw to work with.
I still think he's the best horse in the division, and I think that, I've been parked many times out of the thing, so I say that JD reverses things tonight, and he's in the winner's circle.
Took a shot with a live horse.
That's right.
And unfortunately, things didn't work out. That's what
right.
tends to happen. You and I are going to go head-to-head in the finale. I'm going Pierre and Paris as my best bet, but I agree with you on Outbound Train. Though All In, Wisdom Hanover, my spot play, National Tier. My worth a look. Make America Great Again. I like the way this guy qualified. I thought that was a nice effort. I'm not sure who's going to pick up the drive, though, because no J.R. Plant, but one that I would definitely use in the pick 6 as well as late pick 5 sequences. All right. As our thoughts there, as we previewed some of those races on this 10-pack, we've also got some resident handicappers' opinions as well. Sean Patrick Nolan doing some Nahu selections as well. I know he had some time to handicap this pick 6 sequence. Value play Opulent Dragon might provide some value as a single, but I think he's going to take some support tonight, I'd say. Gislaine Paquette agreeing with me. Pierre and Paris ready to win. Garnet Barnsdale going to Armstead Fireball as a spot play. We're 3 of us going head-to-head. in race number 10, he figures in there. Tough trip. I think a horse broke in front of him last time out. So.
He did. He got interference in his last one. You know, he should be good in here too. But again, who's going to pick him up?
All right.
You know?
Yep. All right. There's our thoughts there as we get set for this Tuesday night program. Carryover opportunities looming. Starts in race number 4, but you've got a couple of pick 5 sequences to play. Best of luck.